when I do it, I put the door of the dehydrator underneath, so then if anything is to fall underneath, it just gets collected on the bottom. And then they dry like this. They dry like that.
Yep.
And then they've been salted, so in the mix you don't need salt. We just put in white wine vinegar, rapadura sugar, thyme, and oregano, and sunflower oil because it seems to be lighter. It doesn't solidify in the fridge like olive oil will.
Yeah.
And then they're dehydrated, and then they turn into sun-dried tomato plumpness after they've rehydrated a little in the oil. Some of them are not as dry, so that would be a semi-dried tomato, and then this is a fully dried tomato, so the difference in texture.
Old in the jar. Yeah.
Sorry?
Mixture of textures in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But semi-dried tomatoes are the ones that you eat like on a platter as antipasto, that sort of stuff. The fully dried tomatoes are the ones that you have on sandwiches and.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm saying like you can choose to have them mixed or separate them into different jars.
Yeah. And so we chose to do one jar because we didn't have enough left to do a couple of jars.
Yeah.
You can also put them on different temperatures and different times to just have semi-dried tomatoes or fully dried tomatoes, but I choose to have happy surprises because I'm too tired. That's what it looks like before it goes in the oil.
Yep.
And the vinegar mix. And then that's what it looks like after it's been in the oil. So you see how it plumps up and it gets that so these are the ones that have been sitting there.
Yeah.
That's really good. And then when you put them all on the top, you just give them a stir. Try and get them to the bottom. So
yeah.
It's important that you don't get that the tomatoes are all here.
Yeah. So.
The tomatoes have to be all underneath the oil.
Yeah.
So oil blocks the air. The air is what makes food rancid. So it's a preservation method that's been used since, that's what duck confit is. It's before refrigeration and all that sort of stuff. And so your tomato harvest, this can last all year in the fridge until the next tomato harvest.
Yeah.
So it's a really easy, no machine for this dehydrator, but you don't have to water bath or crash can or to store.
Yeah.
Since things are getting a little bit more expensive, dehydrators are a little bit more pricey than they used to, but it's worth the investment because you can do so much. You can make so much antipasto, you can dry your zucchini, you can dry pumpkin, you can dry all your vegetables, put them in oil, then have a nice platter with, just a little bit of cheese, and you can have a really nice meal that doesn't cost the earth,
Yeah.
and really good quality food that you haven't paid an arm and a leg for. So it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of education.
Yeah.
And instead of putting more oil in, stolen the plastic thing from the other side of the tomatoes.
If you pull it out, you should be able to flip it around and just put it in.
What do you mean?
Should have a
See how it curves naturally that way?
Mm.
So flip it over and then push it in that way from the middle.
Okay. Oops. And yes, my hands are clean. Yeah, everything's safely tucked under the subversion.